Hello and welcome to Creator Weekly Live for May 26, 2024. I'm Peggy Kay, and this week we're going to talk about the AI overviews in Google search, some updates to YouTube, and a few more updates if there's time. It's great to see you here live. Please let me know in the chat what you think. This week, I went to Austin, Texas. This is where I got the hat, to the Google Product Expert Summit. This year, they are regional summits. So in Austin, it was product experts from the US and Canada, and other product experts could join virtually. So it was a great time. I just wanted to share with you all. First of all, I did get a hat. That was one of my goals. This is a hand-colored bandana. It's a look, right? And the t-shirts this year were nice and colorful. I feel like Google's sort of changed the vibe a little bit. It used to be all primary colors and sharp edges, sort of pastel tie-dye. That's maybe a little bit more my style. It was a great, great summit. It was only really one day. So we had a reception the night before. The next day, it was packed with presentations and breakout sessions. And I felt like, while I love the multi-day summits like we had in London last year, these one-day summits really get to the point. There's not a lot of time for fluff. And I learned a lot. So I got to go to sessions about AdSense and YouTube and Google Meet, and I learned new things. Nothing I can really share, unfortunately, here publicly. But like I said, there's good information and interesting updates coming on all the Google products. And of course, they mentioned all the nice things that were coming. So Andrew says, I enjoyed watching you and Michael accepting your awards. Yes, I was very honored to receive an award this year. Let me just quickly switch to, all right. This was from a tweet from the Google Product Expert Program. Me and the other folks who won an award, I was very honored to receive the Positive Impact Award, voted on by my fellow product experts, and my good friend and fellow product expert, Nina, said some really nice things on video. I was really touched. And there's great folks there. Michael Daniels is who Andrew is referring to, got an award. All these good folks. And one of the things that's really special to me going to these meetups is getting to see my friends and the fellow product experts who I've known for years now. It's really like sort of a reunion, and there's new folks always as well. It was a really good time. So let's get started. And I think that the big update that people are talking about this week is Google rolling out AI overviews. So let me just quickly pull things up. All right. So as you know, last week was Google I/O, and it was AI and everything. And one of the big things, of course, for Google, they are a search company, and they are more broadly rolling out AI overviews of search results. So the idea is that you do a search, and it gives you a summary of the results. There are links to the source articles, although if it's a long result, they may not be immediately visible, which is a concern if you have your own website that people are just going to do a search and the answer will come up and they will never visit the site that's the source of the information. This week, though, there was another problem that arose, and It's gotten a lot of buzz. The thing is, Google's AI and all of the AI are trained on huge volumes of publicly available information. Good information and bad information and joking information are all there. And then when the answer is generated, it's pretty clear Google's AI is not good at distinguishing between useful information and what's a joke. And people have pointed out a lot of, well, funny answers. How many rocks a day should you eat? Well, you should eat 1 rock a day. That information came from The Onion, which is a satirical site. And, this is a concern in part because while this was obviously a joke, and you can look at that and go, what the heck is this answer doing? And you can see that The Onion is a source. What about other queries where the bad information is not so obvious? So you can tell the funny information stuff that's way off, but what about something that's just a little off? Something taken out of context. And, it's concerning that Google doesn't seem to be that concerned with it. There was a good interview at The Verge with Google CEO Sundar Pichai, who was shown actual search results and asked to comment. His responses seem to be, it will all work out. Maybe don't worry about it. To me, it was not that comforting that he didn't really have the answers. And I think the problem is that these generative AI models are not actually intelligent in any way. They have input all this information. They are not smart. They're not doing an analysis. They can't pick good sources over bad sources unless that's somehow coded into the AI model. And I think there is just a lot of bad information. And we laugh. One of Google's AI overviews, someone asked, how do I get the cheese to stick to my pizza? And it cited a jokey response that said, you should put in non-toxic glue. Again, it's not good. Craig says Google AI may be joking. Yeah, I don't think so. To joke, you have to actually know and understand what you're writing about. This is just regurgitating information. AI doesn't understand sarcasm at all. No, it does not. And there have been some other reports where people have looked at the cited sources. And interestingly, it's not always the top search results that are cited. And sometimes these are sites that are no longer existent, or they are spammy sites. So the system is not necessarily picking the best sources. And while these jokey responses are really obvious and funny and concerning, what about when you ask a question that's related to money or health or anything else really important, and the generative AI answer has bad information in it? Do you really need to go and look at every quoted source to make sure that it's a reliable website that it's quoting from, that the information is still relevant because it could have been from years ago? That seems like it's actually more work than doing a regular search and just going to the websites directly. And a lot of people won't do that. A lot of people will get the first result, take it. There are plenty of examples where people had seen things posted in The Onion, for example, and shared them as if they were real news. So it's not good. And it's not clear to me how Google can fix this, if it's even fixable. I wanted to say hi to everyone in the chat. And I go back to something Jolynn wrote, who said, I've used Bard and Gemini and Bing and Copilot, and I don't like it much. But she's using Perplexity to create outlines for presentations. I think that in my personal experience, doing things like creating outlines and brainstorming titles and things like that, generative AI does a good job of that. I think it's just bad if you're asking it to provide factual information. And it's especially bad because the AI generated answers are always written very authoritatively. And so if you just look at it, it goes, oh, okay, that looks like it's a reasonable answer, even if it is completely 100% wrong. So that's the big buzz this week. We'll see where that goes. What Google is going to do, I don't know, because I think that this looks bad and it hurts their reputation as a search company. So I'm going to move on now. There are some updates from YouTube, and I think they're pretty nice. The first update I wanted to talk about, this is completely unrelated to AI, mostly, I think. So this is a post from YouTube, on YouTube. It's a really interesting update to YouTube search, where they say they're making it easier for you to find the content you're most interested in. They're going to begin displaying search results based on the particular segments of long-form videos that are most relevant to your search. And when they surface one of those segments as a search result, the red progress bar will show you where in the video the segment is located, and the content will start to play from there. This is rolling out across desktop, iOS, and Android devices. And, I think this is a great update, where, especially for my kind of content, where I talk about multiple things, and people who are searching for something in particular then can get these results and jump to the part of the video that actually responds to the search query they're asking. Now, this is a great search update. One thing I asked that I haven't gotten an answer from yet is whether adding chapters to your videos actually helps the system learn what the content is. I mean, will they use chapters to help direct people to the relevant part of your video? I hope so, because I do add chapters to these live streams and my other videos, and I like to use chapters to actually get to parts of videos that I'm most interested in. So I think that's a great update for everyone on YouTube. The other update on YouTube is for people who are monetizing. So if you're in the YouTube Partner Program, timestamps on yellow icon appeals. Now, what the heck is that? If you have content that's sort of borderline, so it's not prohibited for monetization, but it maybe is in the gray area in the advertiser-friendly policies, and you might see in your YouTube studio, there's a yellow icon next to the video that says it's going to have limited ads. You can appeal this if you think YouTube got it wrong. Now, when experts review the appeal of the video, the issues the experts found that led to a yellow icon, either for limited or no ads, will appear in Creator Studio along timestamps where in the video this content appeared. So this is really useful, especially if you make longer videos and there may just be a little tiny bit of your video that is preventing your video from fully showing ads. You can use this new information to see the timestamp exactly where the problem is. The caveat to this is that it is only available if the video went through the self-certification process. So if you're monetizing your videos and you upload on desktop, there's basically a question and answer tab where you say, they say, here's all these guidelines. Do you certify that your video complies with all this? Or you can say, oh, I have borderline content for profanity, excessive profanity or something like that. YouTube does actually take into account this self-certification and how accurate you are when you do that. So you will not get these timestamps about where the content is that's causing limited ads unless you've gone through the self-certification process for the video, and that is not available on mobile. So if you're uploading through your mobile device, you may not have access to this. Andrew says, that has been asked for years. Finally, it's here, and a very good thing. Yes, indeed, I agree. I think that it's really difficult sometimes for creators to fully know what the problematic content is in their videos. Sometimes people obviously know, and they are just not being upfront about that. But it can be more subtle, it could just be a really short clip that's a problem that the person hadn't even considered. So I think this is a really good thing. It's more transparent, and it should help creators who are getting these yellow icons about their monetization. Not everyone will be happy with the response, but at least they'll know. So I wanted to shift gears a little bit because this week Canva made a bunch of announcements. I had their big, announcement ceremony, which I've totally forgotten the name of. Canva is a free platform for doing graphic design, making short videos. It's really aimed at people doing things for social, but you can use it for anything you want. Again, you can have a free account. You do need to sign up. But a couple things that I wanted to mention. First of all, their big push now is Canva for Work, Canva for Enterprise. And they have a bunch of tools aimed specifically at businesses and the workplace. And I'm not going to talk about those because those don't really apply to me, or I think you. If you do have a business, you may want to check out the updates. But I wanted to point out a couple of specific things that they announce for everyone. One is an upgrade of Canva video with the power of AI, of course. The new Canva video editor has AI-powered features, and it helps you create clips. I wouldn't use it for like a full-length video, but for shorts and clips, it's actually really useful. You can create highlights from videos with their new tool, and it seems like it'd be useful. I have not tried it yet, but you can go, if you have an account, you can get their free online video editor. It's worth giving a try if you make fairly simple ones. There's also a lot of animated graphics and that sort of thing that you can use. That's what I use it for. And I think this is a really good use of the generative AI features, especially to make highlights and clips from longer videos and make them look compelling. The other update that I thought was interesting is that in their generative AI tools, they have a new text to graphic option. They call it magic media, but you can, enter text and it will generate something that looks like a photo, something that looks like artwork, or now something that looks more graphic. So again, this is free, but if you have a free account, you're limited to the number of AI things you can generate. So I don't know if you can see on your screen right now. Oh, it doesn't, it gets cut off. But I am actually not able to give you a demo because I tried it out myself and I am out of 8 credits because I just have a free Canva account. But now you can use their Magic Media tool for images, graphics, and videos, and they have a lot of styles. This is really something that's useful, especially is if you're in the Canva ecosystem already making graphic design and you need something generated really quickly, you can use this. I have used it, like I mentioned, I'm out of generative AI credits, so I have been playing with it. I'm not fully sold on how great it is. It can be good for some simple things. So Chef says, if it's free, there's always limits. That's absolutely true. Nothing is entirely free. I think this is one of the big things, though, with all these generative AI updates, how companies are going to pay for them and make money from them. And in some cases, it's really expensive. Or is it worth paying an extra $10, $20 a month? You certainly wouldn't want to pay that amount for multiple AI tools. At least I wouldn't. So it'll be just interesting to see how that goes. I wanted to say hi to everyone in chat. I see Craig and Diego and Andrew and Chef Jolyn. It's great to see you here. Thank you for joining the chat today. I love to hear what you guys think about the updates. So I wanted to give you one more update for this week, more if there's time. But the other main update I wanted to talk about really briefly is on X. And they have changed the way likes will be displayed. Now, if you're very online, I'm sort of very online, you will know that there's definitely a lot of times there's a gotcha moment where somebody liked something on Twitter or on X, and it maybe is something that's contrary to what they're talking about, and someone says, aha, I see you liked this thing. Now, one thing that X is now doing is making the likes on your profile private. So that means you won't be able to go to my profile and see what posts I've liked. You cannot see the people who liked someone else's post, but you can still see who liked your post. So if Craig likes my post on X, I can see that Craig liked it, but no one would be able to go to Craig's profile or look at the post and see that he liked it. I would be the only one who saw that. So we will see if this makes changes. I suspect, the thought behind this is to make people more likely to like things, because if you know it's not public on your profile, you might like more controversial content. It is interesting that most other social media platforms do already hide likes. So YouTube stopped showing public likes some years ago, for example. So this is probably better, and you don't have to worry about people judging you because of what you've liked. And honestly, sometimes I accidentally like things and I don't always notice. I was looking at my Reddit profile. It showed me I'd given thumbs up to something. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. So I think sometimes on mobile when I'm scrolling, I accidentally do it. Craig says, give Peggy a like on this video. Yes, you absolutely should. Give a like, subscribe if you like it, watch more videos. I also want to say a big thank you to everyone who has participated in the quizzes on my community tab. That's been a lot of fun to see a lot of people there taking the quiz, and hopefully you find it interesting, maybe learn something. I try and get interesting things to ask about, new things that I learned. I'm sharing with you all as a quiz. So thank you all for joining me today. I think that's everything. Thank you for joining me, Chef and Diego and Craig and Mark and Jolyn and Andrew. I think I see everybody there. I hope I didn't miss anyone. And I will see you next week, which is somehow inexplicably going to be in June. This year is just going by so fast, but we're almost half over. Have a great week, and I will see you next Sunday. And I need to stop the stream. Thank you again. Have a great rest of your weekend.